Welcome to my craft room. Today I have a card for Valentine's Day, birthday, Father's Day, anniversary, doesn't matter. I didn't put a specific occasion on this just so it would be versatile. It's actually a Cricut card from the inside, but I wanted to add. So it says we've had our ups and downs, and then it says, but what a great ride. Okay, so let's go make it. Okay, guys, let's make this roller coaster card. Okay, we're gonna go into new project. Oh, there it is, and we're gonna start from scratch. Okay, there we go. We got our blank canvas. First thing, we're gonna look for our card. So you're gonna go down here in the lower left-hand corner and hit Images. Okay, that's the other one that I've been working on. So all images in Cricut start with a hashtag M. So that's what we're going to start with. It's M222 CBE. CBE. There we go. Let's search for that. And there you go. There is your basic roller coaster card. Okay, so we're going to click on that. You'll see it turned up down here at the lower right hand corner, and then you just hit insert and that puts it on the canvas. Okay, but let's get our other things done too. Okay, I am going to fast forward here because again, you don't need to watch me do all of these different codes. Okay, so go ahead and pause it here. Here's your list of all your images you need to put on your canvas. I'll let you do that, and then I'll meet you over at the canvas once we get everything loaded. Okay, here we go. We've got everything on our canvas. This is going to go on the inside, so we're going to set that aside for just a minute while we get the rest of this made. Okay, let's do that. Let's work on the cover first. Okay, so let's pull this down. We're going to ungroup this. You're going to go to Actions and do Ungroup. I'm not going to worry about doing the envelope. Usually I just buy a package of the 5x7 envelopes at Michael's or Hobby Lobby or Amazon. But this is real straightforward. You cut it out, you bend it, you glue it, that's all. So we're not even going to mess with that today. Okay. Then I'm going to make this whole card just a little bit bigger. Okay. You see this? You're going to go down here and hit Edit. And like I said, I usually make cards 5x7, which is the larger size. And for this particular card, I think that's going to work out better. So the width is always going to be 7. See, and you can see, look what the problem is. It didn't grab both of them. So I'm going to undo this. You hit the undo thing, and I'm going to make sure that I've got both of them. So we're going to go back. The width is going to be 7. There we go. Now, see, I got both parts of it. Okay, so now you've got, this is the inside. Okay, so we're not going to worry too much about this because that's going to come in a few minutes. And we're going to work on the outside. So first, this heart is 0.75 wide. So you're on Edit, down, if you look down here below. And then the width. Sometimes I'm going to change the width and sometimes I'm going to change the height. Okay. Just because it just depends on the image on what's better to do. So let's go ahead and change this to 0.75 width. There we go. There we go. Now that one's done. We'll change the colors and work on that later. This is your oval you're going to work on, and we want it horizontal. So you see the little round arrow right there? We're going to turn it around until you get the yellow line, and that tells us it's back and forth. and it is 4.5 inches wide. Okay, so you're going to go back down here to width, 4.5. There we go. There's our size. And as you can see, it's just the right size to go on the card. Okay. Then this is going to be the 2 stripes that are behind it. So when I was changing the oval, I want to leave it so it doesn't matter what width I put on there. It's going to stay that same shape with the height. It's going to stay in its same kind of shape. But we're going to take this square and we're going to make it into 2 stripes. Okay, so we're going to not only change the height, but we're going to change the width. Okay, so we need to click on that little lock button right there on the corner. See, you see, I unlocked it. Now it's locked because we're going to change both sides. Okay, there we go. It's 7 width, 1 inch high, and then I'm wrong. I think I want it 1.5 and 1.5. There. I like it a little fatter. Look, see, doesn't that look better? Yeah. Yep. And then we are going to add another one. So I am going to go to Actions and hit Duplicate. Okay. Only we're going to, that's not the same size we want. So we're going to go back to Edit. Okay. We still want it the 7 inches wide, but we want to do it 3/4 of an inch. Okay. So your height, well, if I can get it to push, there we go. It's going to be 0.75. There we go. Now let's fix up these colors real quick. This smaller one is going to be the light blue. Oops, sorry, hit the wrong button. You see down here where it says basic cut and you got a round black circle? Okay, well that's where we're going to change the color. Okay, and this one is going to be a light blue. Of course, you can pick whatever color you want. And it doesn't have to be the exact shade of blue I just picked here because it just depends on what color blue that you're going to work with. Okay, and then we're going to change the bigger one to the red. Okay, there we go. There you go. Look, just like that. There it is. And just to show you, I'm going to go ahead and move them both up here. There we go. Then let's pull our oval down. This is going to go on our oval also. First, we need to do the ups and downs part. And so what I did was we're going to do a text. Okay, that was from a different one I went. And we are going to use, let's see, robots. So you're going to go in here on the search fonts and you got ROBOTZ. There we go. That's the one we're going to use. And what we need to do is we're going to make it into 3 different words. Okay, it's going to be ups and downs. Okay, so first we're going to do ups, capital UPS. Then you'll go back to text again, click the font again. There we go. Then we're going to do and, no capital. There we go. Okay, I don't know why it stuck it up here. There we go. And then we're going to do it one more time. Another text. Click on robots. There it is. And then we're going to do capital DOWNS. There we go. So this, okay, so we're done with that particular one. This first we're gonna size these words, but it has a background built in that we're gonna add to it, but it's a lot easier for us to do the size before we add on to the background, so it'll all work and match. Okay, so we want, let's see, this says 0.56 height. So you're going to go here, edit. Now go way over here to where the little lock button is. Up. Do you see down here between width and height and the lock button, it shows it's unlocked? We don't want that. We want it to keep its size. And I bet no, that one's not. Nope. Okay, good. So we want to make sure that, see, now that lock is locked. That's in between down here. Okay, so we want, it is 0.625. So height is 0.625. Okay, I did that wrong. No, 2, 5, that's good enough. And then and is basically about the same. It's going to be a little bit bigger, 0.56, I think. Okay, height, 0.56. Let's see what that does. Hey, perfect. And then ups is going to be the same as your downs, which was 0.62, 0.625. Okay. Yep. I guess we need to switch these back around, don't we? Okay. Before we do anything, no, let's leave them like this. Now, what I'm going to do, this is what we're going to do next. We're going to go into these layers. Okay. Now, do you see all these gray parts right here? Those are the background of the letters. Okay. But you see how they've got the eye and the line drawn through them? That means that they're there. They're just not being shown. And we want to change that. So we're going to highlight it. And then if you go down here by the little trash can and hit the eye, it comes back. You're going to go here, hit the eye. Go here, hit the eye. Okay, now all your stuff has background. Look at that. There they are. Okay. So that's how we're going to do this. Okay. So we are going now, but we need to look, these are still all hooked together and we need to unhook them. So we're going to go to actions, ungroup. Okay. So let's see. There we go. Okay. So we're going to do that to all 3 of our things. We're going to hit ungroup again. Okay. And we're going to hit ungroup again. Okay. We don't have to worry too much about these words. We're going to change the colors and stuff, but we really don't have to worry that much about them because they're going to be cut out and you're going to actually glue them, together. But what we want to do is we want to make all of these all one piece. So when it cuts out as all one piece, and that just kind of makes it look better. Okay. So we need to move all of these letters around. So now we've got to ungroup these. So we're going to go down here and hit ungroup again and ungroup and ups, ungroup. There we go. Now, what I want is I want all of these to touch. Okay. Some part of each of the 3 words is going to touch, but then each letter in each word is also going to touch. Okay. I'm going to move these up out of our way for a second. Okay, and make this bigger where we can see what we're doing. Okay, so I am going to move the S over so it touches the P. Doesn't have to do a bunch, just enough. Okay, and then the U, we're just going to barely overlap it. Okay, just enough. There we go. Now, once you get all of those touching and together, that U doesn't look like it's there, overlapping enough. There we go. Now, you're going to highlight all 3. Not the A, not the end part. We just want this part. Okay, you highlight all of those, which means you just you put your finger outside of where their squares are going to be, and then you drag it across all 3, and it groups them up into a group. Okay. Now, but we want this all one piece, right? And that's where Weld comes into. You go down here. You see where it says Weld down here at the bottom? You're just going to push it. There. Now, see? Look. There's no lines in between them. They're all one piece. We're going to do that to each one of the words. And then we're going to weld all 3 words together. And then it's going to cut out the background all in one piece. And then you just have to glue your individual letters on there. Okay? So let's get the and done. And you've got to overlap them enough. Okay? See, that's only touching. You've got to actually overlap them enough to where they there. See, like that. Okay. Then you're going to put your finger outside where this would. No, look. I only drug enough for 2. You're going to put them outside, and then you're going to drag them across all 3. Okay, and then you're going to hit Weld. Well, if my iPad's going to let me hit Weld, let's see. Let's try it again. There we go. Okay, there. Now, see? See how the lines are all gone? That's because it's all one piece. Now, let's do that with the downs. Okay, there we go. Let's bring the W over a little bit. Over a little bit. No, not enough. There we go. Just like that. They don't have to overlap a lot, but they do have to overlap a little, enough for them to grab. There we go. Now, then again, drag your finger across all of them and hit weld. There we go. Look, you did it. Okay, now we want to hook these together. So we're going to hook the and. You're just going to hook it to the S, and then we're going to hook this S to the A. Okay, just like that. Okay, and now we're going to highlight everything and hit weld again. And look at that. You've got it all one piece. Amazing, huh? Okay, then hit edit. And we are going to, let me double check that I have 2.7. Yeah, I got it the right size. And we are going to change this to black. Okay. There we go. Because the reason I picked the black was because I just thought it kind of stood out better. Okay. I think that's just, This says 2.77 wide. So you know what? I'm going to change this to, I'm going to make it just a tiny bit smaller. We're going to change it to 2.77 wide. There, that's better. That's better. That's better. Now, all we've got left to do is this is the right size. See, this goes right here. Okay. Let's change the colors on it. Let's see, go to layers. Okay. This red is going to be the red that we've been working on. So we're going to change that to the red. And the background is going to be black. Okay, so it will match. There we go. This is actually going to be over just a little bit. Not that. The heart. Well, it doesn't want me to pick the heart. Okay, there we go. I'm going to move it out of the way real quick. And then this comes down and kind of sits right here. Okay, now we need to change these colors. The ups and the downs are both the blue. And here we're going to make them all the same as that blue stripe you see up there. Okay, so we're going to go to edit. Okay, now see right here in the middle. Before it was way over to the left, but now it's in the middle. You're going to go up here. Let's change it to the blue that we're already working on. Okay, same with the downs. We're going to change that to the light blue. And the we're going to change to the red we're using. There we go. Now, here is my ideas about making cards. I like to keep everything where the colors are all matching. I just think that looks better. If you look at store-bought cards, that's how they are. Okay. Now, we are almost done here. Don't worry about these guys. We don't need them to match up. We don't need them to take the time to even put them up. We know that they're gonna glue right down here on this one. So the only thing we have left to do the front is to make another text box. Now, with iPads, writing text, they won't let you curve them. So we're going to do the 3 different words. We're not going to use robots anymore. I like this one. You can pick a different text if you want. I like the Alyssa stencil script. So we're going to try that, especially if you're kind of doing it for a guy right here. There we go. And we're going to write, we've had our. Okay, so we had our. Okay, so that is going to go here in the corner. And let's see, did I write down text? Written front 0.37. Okay, so we're going to go over here to height. We're going to change it to 0.37. Oh, yeah, look, I did it again. We're going to hit undo, so we'll go back and then highlight it again. Now see how the little lock thing is open? We do not want that. Okay, because you saw it makes it funky. Okay, so we're going to go back to the height and change it to 0.37. There we go. Now, the only thing we need to do is we're going to have to ungroup this and then regroup it into each word. Okay, it's easier to do it the whole sentence first and then regroup it. Okay, and we're going to be doing just like we were before. You're going to drag it over, highlight, and go back down here and just group each word back together. Okay, just like that. Now, if you have more patience than I do, you can actually move each letter and have it perfectly go on a, around the edge of your oval here. Okay, there we go. But I don't have that much patience, and I think it looks fine if you just do it word by word. So you're just going to put it over here where you'd like to have it. Okay, we're going to turn it just a little bit. You see the little arrow thing with let's do this one a little more straight. There we go. Put this here. Now you're going to have to kind of, I don't have, let's go back. It didn't catch when I grouped it. Look, you see the little apostrophe in there? It didn't group it with the rest. So I'm going to make sure that it gets in there because we want to make sure that it stays. There we go, just like that. Now, you can do it straight across the top. I just kind of liked it over here along the edge, kind of off center. It's a personal preference thing. You are more than welcome to move these if you'd rather them in the middle across the top. Then go for it. Okay, let's see. This one needs to go up a little bit. I'm going to make this bigger so it's easier for me to move this stuff around. And this one needs to go down a little bit. Here we go. How's that look? That looks pretty good. Okay, I want to move this W is a little too close to it keeps grabbing the wrong thing. I am going to turn sometimes when you're working, when you've got so many things on your canvas, it likes to grab things when they're not supposed to. There we go. Now I'm going to move it just a little bit there, just like that. Okay, so now look, how's that look? Looks good, huh? Okay, first thing we need to do is we need to attach our writing to that oval. The machine does not know. Okay, wait. Before we start that, I'm not going to go back down here and ungroup this oval because we only want the front. Okay, now, we don't want this one right now. Okay, we just want this one. And the only way your machine is going to know that you want that written on this particular oval is you've got to attach them together. Okay, so you're going to do the same thing we've been doing. You're going to drag your finger across all of them. Okay, and then you have to do attached. You look down here by the group and ungroup is attached. You gotta click that. Okay, now you see how this changes it to an outline. I like that. I think that's cool, especially for a guy. Now, if you want it to be the same thing but solid, once you have it all done, when you get it out after you have it cut and everything, you can take your pen and just run it through and I mean, with your hand and color in your lines there. But I like it that way, so you can keep it that way, or you can change your the font to a different one if you'd like to do something different. Okay. So there you go. We've got everything done here except we need to change the colors on the oval. See? Okay, so, and we need to change this. And we need to do some stuff over here. So just a minute and I'm going to show you how we're going to change all these colors that we need to. First, while we're here, let's go ahead and change this is the banner where your thing is written on the inside. And it is 0.5 inches high. Okay, height 0.5. There we go. And we're going to unlock it, remember? And the width is about 6 inches. So we're going to do 6. There you go. Well, 0.5. No. It's not 0.5. It's 1 inch. Let's change that to 1. There we go. Okay, that is going to be your banner that is going to go right here. I don't have the pen that will write this on here, but I didn't really like the saying much anyway, so I'm going to change it. So, but first we need to ungroup it, or detach it, I guess I should say. I think this writing is detached. Let's look over here in the layers. Let's go find it. There it is. See this pen with the exclamation point over here? That's because my iPad can't do that, okay? So I'm going to highlight it and then just hide it, okay? Just like we unhid before. That's the easiest way because you got all the score and everything. Okay, look, that goes there. Now, everything's its right colors except for the oval from the front and this banner that we're working on right now. So I'm going to show you how to, usually I'll leave this till the end, but it's going to be easier if I go ahead and do it now. Okay, so down here by actions, edit, and then it says sync. You're going to hit sync. Now, whenever you want to check your colors and make sure all the colors are the same, so they will be cut out of the same everything's out of the same color. You can go here on the sync and check it out. Okay, this is your oval here, but we want to change that. Okay, we want the oval to match the yellows on the back. So we're gonna drag it down here to this pale yellow, so it will match. There we go. There you are. And then this green right here. Okay, we want it to be blue, like the stripe in the middle, right? So we're going to go down here to that. So there, see? Now that all matches up. And then the same with the banner here. Okay, we're going to go down here and find it. And I picked the light blue. You can pick the yellow if you'd rather do the yellow or any of these other colors. Well, except for black. So we are going to double check. We're going to check all of our colors, okay, and make sure we've got them all right. Black, blue, red, the writing, the yellow for the card. Okay, now the only thing we have left to do is write on our banner, which we're going to use the same thing, of course, font. Okay, and I'm going to move it down here. Okay, but what a great ride. Of course, you can change it to whatever you'd like it to say. But what a great ride. I have been married for 32 years. So that's kind of how I feel about our marriage and all that good stuff. So, this one I have at half inch. So let's go back down here to edit. We're going to change it to 0.5 height, because remember our banner is an inch. Look at that right there. Okay. Now here's you another tip. If your stuff is too close, it's going to read off of everything else. So if you want to make sure that you're getting your things right in the middle, kind of move it out where it's not, see all the yellow lines? Okay, now there you can see it's in the middle horizontally, right? And then you move it around until the middle yellow line, to where you get both the horizontal and the vertical yellow line, and that makes sure that you are in the right spot. Okay, now we need to attach these two together. Again, you're going to drag your finger and capture both of them. You're going to go down here to actions, and you are going to hit attach. Okay, now everything's the right color, all the writing's done, everything's attached, but let's double check real quick. Okay, so I'm going to hit make it. Okay, black is good, the yellow is good. Look, there's our writing on our yellow oval that we wanted. There is our writing on our blue banner. Everything else, the red. Okay, we did it. We did it. So there you go. You are all set. go ahead, get all of this cut out, and I will meet you over at the craft table and we'll put it together. Okay, here we go. Now, here's my first tip. I separate everything. This is going to be the inside of the card, right? So that's going to be quick and easy. And I always put them on these paper plates, and I just reuse the paper plates over and over. And that way, especially if you have a lot of small pieces, it's going to be easier for you to keep track of them, okay? So there's that. And then here is the outside of the card, okay? And my next tip is don't start gluing on this. Okay, because if you mess this up, then you're going to have to do the whole thing. But if you do it each one, in certain stages, you're already done by the time you glue it onto your main card. So you're not going to have to make this part over again. Okay, so first, this will be last, but we're going to go ahead and do it just because I want it to be drying. Okay, so we are just, this is the glue that I use. I use art glitter glue. It's really good paper to paper glue. I get it with the refill and the small, and then then I get it with the little nozzle thing here because it puts out a little tiny bit of glue, and you don't have to worry about it wrinkling your paper. So that's the glue, and I will link it at the bottom. Okay, and so let's do this. Let's do the stripe real quick, just so it can be drying while we're making the round part, because we are going to start on the front. I always start on the front because I want to give everything time to dry, and it's a lot easier to put your front on when all the bulk from the inside isn't on there. Okay, so there we go. Then we are going to, this is your outline of this. But again, we're not going to glue it on here because if we mess up this part and it's already glued on here, that means we got to remake this. So that we're going to set aside for just a second. And as you see, and I showed you on the canvas that we have written out our stuff. Now, here's your choice. You can do this. It's very easy. This is actually an outline. It's a double line, and I like it like that. But if you don't, you can take your pen and fill it all in so it's a solid line. Okay. So we are not going to even do this one first. We're going to do this first. Now, don't ask me why my Cricut cut that little thing out. I have no idea, but it doesn't matter because we are going to cover it. Okay. And then I'm going to dump all our letters out here. Okay. The and is in red. Okay. And then, of course, we have the little heart. So let's go ahead and do the heart first because that's going to be the easiest. So, and I kind of liked the black frame around everything on this because I think it makes it stand out and makes it easy to read, and it just, as a design thing, I think it just looks better. So we're just going to put our letters in here. Okay, and we're going to build this ups and downs real quick. Now I tend to kind of wet my finger a little bit to pick up these small pieces. Now, I'm going to talk about this a bunch as we're making it. I suggest that you leave this card open and let it dry. Open somewhere. Either somewhere, if you're hiding it, if you need to hide it, like in your closet or somewhere. Because, see all this little bit of glue here? You don't want it either gluing your card together, or if you're going to put it in an envelope, gluing it to your envelope, okay? So you want to make sure that it's good and dry. Now, speaking of envelope, I get these kits at Michael's or Hobby Lobby, and they come with like 50 cards and 50 envelopes. You can buy just the envelopes by themselves. And what I do is these are 5x7 cards, and I make my cards 5x7 so they will fit into these envelopes. So you can make the envelope that comes with this, but you don't have to. You can just use an envelope that you have, or if you want to do it smaller, you just make everything smaller. It's not hard. Okay. So there's our ups. Let's do our and. There we go. Here's the D. Okay. And like I said, you want to give it all a chance to dry really good, and before you you seal it up or before you fold it up. So I always make sure that I am very careful about letting it sit and dry. Okay, there we go, just like that. And then we'll do the rest. And you'll already have this part done. The designing it on the canvas sometimes takes a little longer than actually making the actual card. But that's also the fun part too, right? So here's our D. And I think I probably said it in the intro. I live in a house with all men. So this is my one, private room where they're not too impressed with all the stuff that goes on in here because, of course, they're boys or men. And my boys are grown. The one is here because he was here to help us with COVID. We have the younger brother is a special needs adult, and our older son lived in his own apartment down in the big city that we live outside of. But when everybody had to quarantine for Corona, he came up here to hang out with us and help us with our younger son. So he's here, and then of course the younger son, and but he's not going to be here for much longer. He's going to have to. Now, it all depends on what you want to do. You can put the heart up here. You can have it touching. I kind of like it about right there or so. So let's put this on there. Look, you're almost done with the front of the card, and the inside of the card is going to be super easy and quick because there's only 2 parts. So it's not going to take long for us to finish. Okay, so let's put that right there and get our heart put on there. There we go. Just like that. I kind of tuck it in there a little bit. But it's your card. You can do it however you want. Now, since we didn't mess that up and we don't have to redo it, now we can glue it on our frame or surround or whatever we'll call it. There we go. Let's get that done. Okay. It's hard for me to see if I've got it spaced right because I'm so far from it because I want you guys to be able to see it. Look at that. Look, you're already done with it. Okay, so now it's time to go ahead and do our cover. Okay. So this is going to go right down the middle. Okay. And you don't have to do a ton of glue. It's just a card. If somebody was going to be manhandling it every day for days on end, like if it was like a project that you made for people to actually touch and it was going to get used a lot, then you're going to have to be a little more sturdy on how much glue and stuff you put on there. But this is a card. So now all we got to do, now look at that. Look how cute that is. That looks like a professional card. Look what you just made. Wow, what a great job you did. Okay, outside is done. We're going to set it aside and let it dry. And then we'll hook the inside to this, okay? But first, we only have 2 pieces on this, okay? So this is going to be pretty simple. We'll do this one last, okay? Okay, this is how it comes off of your mat. And so we're going to have to work on getting it folded right. So turn it onto the back. And right along here where these cuts end right here, there's a score line. And I need you to fold it forward like this. Now, I worked it just really easy. Just work it real easy all the way across and get it folded. Okay, fold it in. And then this is the back side, remember? And then there's a little piece right here that's folded too, okay, at the bottom of this other part. So that's all you're going to do so far. Okay, you're going to get this all folded. And then we're going to turn it back over. And you're going to fold this one back and this one up. And this one up here and down there. So see how that goes? And then this one here. Let's make sure. And then this one is going to hook to the back of your card once we get it all glued in. Okay, that's the one we'll do last. So we're not even going to deal with that. So you see what we're doing here? Can you see that? So then before we glue it in, you're going to want to test it. Okay, once you get all these bends made, we want to make sure that it's going to close right, because you want it to make sure that this thing is going to close right so you can get it put in your envelope. Okay, now, so let's make sure we got all the folds done. And then, you know, if you need to push the folds down better, you can. There we go. Look, there. And this, we'll fix that here in a minute. So ignore that part. Okay. So there you go. And then it's going to fit inside your card. So there we go. Just like that. Now, the only parts that we're going to put glue on is going to be all these parts that are going to be on the card. Nothing on the roller coaster, just on these. And I like to do them, to do the glue right along the edges, because you want it to be strong, especially right along here where the roller coaster is going to pop up. Okay, so let's start doing that. We're going to just do a little small bead of glue all the way around the edges. Okay, just like this. Don't forget your little triangle here. And then you're going to go all the way down. And then I'm going to show you the best way to glue pop-up cards into their front, into the cover part. Okay, so let's do this right down here. There we go. Okay, now what we want is we want to make sure it's pretty even around here, right? So you're going to leave it bent up like you did. Okay, and first thing we're going to do is we're going to check these lines and make sure that they're even all the way around, so they kind of all look, you know, nice. Okay, I bent it a little bit. There we go. And your fold is on the fold. You see that? These folds back here. And now you're just going to close your card. Okay, just like that. And you're going to... Oh, and double check. I forgot to warn you before we did this. Double check that you've got that you're not putting it upside down. Okay. So before you glue that in, make sure that you've got this done right. Okay. There. See, look, you've already got the bottom glued in. Okay. And now we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. Okay. Right here. Okay. Then we're going to glue all the way around the edges, just like we did before. Okay, and you can see that it's got these cars cut out here with the hearts. So if you would like, I didn't do it, but you know, you could. You can take those pieces of the cutout cars and, like, I don't know, use glitter glue or something, or make them fancy, and you can actually glue them onto the track of the roller coaster if you'd like. You don't have to, but it's an idea, right? Okay, we just did exactly like we did on the other side. We just glued all around the edges, okay? And now all you're going to do is you're going to just close the card, okay? And that way we know that it's going to close well and fit into your, and this is going to be the easiest way to do it. So you're just going to, all you're going to do is just close your card, just like that. We're going to do it just like we did before, smush it down. Now, some of these cards that I make, the pop-up works because you open it all the way flat like this. But this card and the barbecue card, the grilling card and all that stuff is made for it to only open like this and stay like this. Okay, can you see that? I'm gonna make sure I've got you in the middle there. Okay, this is what it's gonna look like from the top. Okay, but look, and so when you make stuff that opens flat, it's got to be cut down the middle or it won't flatten out. This one does not. You see, we didn't cut these folds right here because we want it to stay up like this. So if you're going to display it or whatever. Now, the only thing we have left to do is this little tab right here, and that is going to glue right in here, just like that. Do you see it? Straight across. And we're going to make sure, again, that when you fold it. So what we're going to do, we are going to put glue just on this little square right here. Make sure you don't get any on the arm. You just want it on the little square right here. Okay, and we're going to do the exact same thing we did before. Okay, we are going to close this card. Let's see. Because that will tell us. Okay. You're going to bend this down. Can you see that? Okay. And then you're going to close the card. Okay. Because that means that it's going to bend. So that's my biggest tip on making these pop-up cards. Now watch. Ta-da! Include it right in the exact right spot. That's because it's all made for it to fold flat so you can mail it. So, or put it in an envelope. So there you go. That was our big thing. Okay, so there you are. Now, if you want to take these little roller coaster guys, turn them over so they're going up here maybe, or down here, and maybe put some pen on, draw some pen on them, and you want to glue them onto here, that would be really cute too. That's totally your decision. So the only other thing we have to do is put the words in. Okay. And let's do that real quick. Okay. Boom, done. Okay, let's get this kind of in the middle here. Pull it down just a little bit. It's not quite straight. It's hard for me to see when I'm doing this because I have to be so far away from it. How's that? That looks pretty straight right there. Okay, there we go. Let's put a little bit under here. Now, you see where we've got little, it's all going to dry clear, so you're not going to be able to see it, but you don't want it to glue into each other. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you leave it open for a few hours. I usually do it overnight and before you put it in your envelope, okay? So we're going to test it again. Look, it closes. And how cute is that? Look what you did. Look how cute that is. You're done. Look, you made it. I am so proud of you. Okay, so we're done. Happy Valentine's Day.